Welcome to Module 2 of EDPS 502. This week we're going to talk about reading research, which is an essential skill in educational psychology. Educational psychology is based on research. A lot of times when we're trying to understand why people do the things that they do, we use our hunches, we use our folk wisdom, we use our best guesses, and all of those can get us pretty far most of the time. But sometimes we really don't understand, and sometimes the things that we think we understand are simply not correct. And this is why we need research. We'll spend a lot of time in this class reading and discussing research. And those of you who are educational psychology master students will, at the end of your program, end up doing your own research. And so understanding what research is and what it isn't and how we read it is really pretty important. Unfortunately, sometimes it can feel like this cartoon, and I'm not sure if you can read it, but the gentleman in the chair is saying to the author, no, 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 if you make the paper too easy to read, everyone will know how you got the results. Well, I don't think researchers actually do that, but occasionally it can feel like it. I have to move my head here. There we go. Let's move to the next slide. There we go. Research matters. We want to know why things happen, how they happen, what happens if, and all the other kinds of things that we do. And as I said, it's the basis of our field. Is there a recipe for research? This slide made me laugh. I took it off the internet, as you might guess. It suggests that if you have 1/4 of a cup of title, 1 cup of abstract, 1 cup introduction, 2 cups literature review, 1 cup methods, and so forth, you'll end up with a research study. It's actually almost true. But more commonly, we think about the anatomy of a scientific paper more like this one. And again, I'm not at all sure you can see it, but this example starts out with the title, Are All Apples Red? And it has an abstract saying, we examined several apples' colors, although most are red, some are not. There's an introduction. There's a methods section that says, we went to the grocery store and bought 1 of every apple they had. We took them home and looked at them. Not exactly an impressive research study, but it is the method. And it goes through with results, discussion, and references, just like a regular paper would. Excuse me. The important thing about understanding the anatomy of a research paper is if we understand excuse me, I have asthma this summer. It's been no fun. Anyway, if we understand the anatomy of the paper, we can make better decisions about how to read it. One of the most important things that you'll come to understand about reading research is that we do not read research like a novel. We don't start at the beginning and read straight through to the end. At least that's not the most efficient and effective way to do it. There are lots of different ways to read. In fact, one of the things we're going to do in this module is look at several different people's opinions about how to read research. And in fact, when I was listening to Dr. Orr's introduction, I found that her way of reading research and my way of reading research are not exactly the same, which is fine. Each of you is going to find your own way to read research. But to do that, you need to think about what your goals are, what parts of the research are important for the task at hand, and what works for you. And in order to do that, you have to look at several different possibilities, which is what we're going to do in this module. So let's just take a quick peek at the module. Again, we have the module introduction, which you're listening to now. You'll go into the follow-up discussion to the About Me introductions. Last module, you posted all kinds of interesting slides and graphics and everything else about yourself. And this time you have a chance to interact with one another and take a look at the things there to get to know the people in this class a little bit better. You're going to read The Age of Discovery, and there's a couple of things that are important about this article. The most important thing is that this is an example of the kind of article you will not be using in this class. We want to make real clear the difference between a practitioner article, which can be useful, and you'll find some useful things in here, but they're not the same as the research articles that we're going to be reading in the rest of the course. And so when you look at this, think of this as being here particularly as a non-example and a contrast to the research articles that you'll be reading. You'll have 2 short videos. You'll find there are a lot of videos in this class. It's much more interesting to watch an assortment of videos than to watch the same talking head saying the same things over and over. So I really appreciate that. These 2 videos give you 2 different but related ways to read academic articles. Read them and think, which one makes the most sense for you? You might, over the course of the semester, even try the different ways out and see which one works best for you. Down here, come on, let's scroll, please. Why are you not scrolling? Maybe we need to move the whole thing up. There we go. You're going to read a Hudson Barr article that's yet another way to think about reading research. And then you're going to give it a try. You'll be doing the first of many assignments in this course that entail looking through research, using reading guides to help you. And in fact, let's take a quick look at that, if we'll see if we can get there. Notice that you're going to be reading the research article. You can download right here, Effects of Co-Teaching on the Achievement of 8th Grade Students with Learning Disabilities. And you're going to be filling out the reading research organizer. This is set up so that you can fill it out online, and then you'll upload it as an assignment in the course. And so by the time you're finished with this week, you'll have been thinking quite a bit, not just about what research is, but about how you particularly like to read it. Talk to you soon.